to talk to you for a few minutes about lessons from birds on dating. And when I talk about birds, I'm talking about a very different kind of bird. So, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Keisha Rice, and I am a dating coach for ambitious Christian women. So, back to these birds that I was talking about a second ago. So I don't know where you're from, but for the past few years, I have lived in a city that has had professional sports teams. So right now, I live in Atlanta, and before that, I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. So there are NFL teams, NBA teams, NASCAR, you name it. And the reason why I bring this up is because back when I was living in Charlotte, I had a friend who she and I would sometimes make jokes about, the women who went to certain clubs, certain restaurants, all of that, in hopes of finding and marrying a professional athlete or an actor or someone who was similarly famous or had a similar bank account. And this friend would always refer to these women as birds. And she would make comments about, I don't get it. I don't understand why men find these women so appealing. I don't understand the attraction. It's obvious that these women are only in it for the money. It just makes no sense to me. So, I wanted to talk about these birds and why it is that so many of them are able to find and attract the type of men that they want to date. And this works for any relationship, whether it is trying to find someone who is of a certain money status. If you are into the idea of hypergamy, then this applies to you, but also just in general, finding a partner who is going to cherish you and love you and support you. So, lesson number one is these women are confident. Here's the thing, if you aren't confident, if you don't think highly of yourself, then you will train other people to also not think highly of you. So if you walk around with your head hanging down, if you walk around constantly criticizing yourself, saying that you're not worthy, then how can you possibly expect others to find you worthy? And men who are high value, and when I say high value, I mean they are emotionally mature, ready to commit, capable of being protectors and providers. Men who fit those categories, they're not going to want someone who doesn't feel like she's worthy because they're not going to see the worth if you don't put it out there. Number two, these women have lives. And when I say having a life, think about it. If you are going out and you are meeting people to date, and right now I know with coronavirus that means going out and meeting people means going onto online dating apps, doing those virtual speed dating events, however you're meeting men right now. But if you're going out and putting yourself out here to meet men, these men are going to want to find you interesting. These men are going to expect to have a good conversation. So you need to have a life on your own. You need to go out and do things, have great friendships. I always encourage my clients to always be reading a book so that they have that book to talk about. To keep up with current events and what's happening in the news. That doesn't mean you have to obsess about it. But for example, I use Skim, which is this email newsletter that you can sign up for that gives you the top current events of the day. So you want to have things that you can talk about and you want to be interesting. You want to have experiences, whether that is you travel, you love to try new restaurants, and you can still try new restaurants right now. It's called delivery during the pandemic. If you're interested in art or music, have interest, have things that you are passionate about so that you become interesting. And the third thing that these women who attract high value men have in common is they invest in themselves. So people can only love you at the level that you love yourself. So if you are trying to attract a partner who's going to love you and who is going to cherish you, it's important that first you lead the way, that you show that love and cherish to yourself. So that can look like a lot of different things. These women that I talked about that go out to certain clubs and restaurants and bars trying to find, wealthier men, a lot of their taking care of themselves is buying expensive bags, buying expensive shoes, um, wearing expensive clothes. And if that is what makes you feel good and you're not digging a hole in your own bank account, then go for it. If that's not what makes you feel good, then don't worry about it. That is not what I do. I am not, my husband will tell you, I am not an expensive shoes person. I'm not a clothes person, but there are ways that I show love to myself and take care of myself. I do love going to a spa, and that was actually my birthday gift from my husband this past year. I love to travel, and I go places solo sometimes. That's one way in which I take care of myself. I love to meditate. I love to journal. But the thing is that I make taking care of myself a priority. Because if I don't demand love and care from myself, then it's really hard for me to go out here and demand love and care from someone else. If I am constantly putting other people's needs first, then people will assume that I have no needs. And even, the most loving, caring man will assume if you're constantly out here always handling things yourself that you don't need any help. So he won't be very forthcoming with it. When you have the confidence in yourself, when you have a life and you have things going on, and when you invest in yourself, you invest your time in yourself and making you feel good, you invest money in yourself on, I know for me, that is buying books. That is, I used to see a therapist years ago. Right now, I have coaches. Yes, as a coach, I also have a coach myself. Um, but when you invest time and money and energy in yourself, those investments always come back to you, because when you show how much you value yourself, others will also place that value on you as well.